What are the CEO predictions for 2022? In this Vistage report, I'm going to take you through some of the key findings that any business owner, podcaster, coach, consultant, service provider needs to know to go forward and build their business and build a strategy to grow your authority and scale your impact. My name is Beate Chelette. I am the growth architect, and I do help visionaries and leaders to grow their authority and to scale their impact. So when I saw this report, I immediately, of course, was diving in. I was looking at what's going on. To no surprise, what you find is one of the first data, of course, is that the thing that CEOs are concerned about are the rising labor costs. In our executive roundtables, where we talk with industry leaders and C-level executives and business owners, we have learned that it is about 1/3 more. So the number is that most businesses have to pay about 30 to 35% more in labor costs. And that isn't really a shock, nor is the supply chain shortage, and that almost 90% of all CEOs are worried about increased costs to their business. So we do know all of that. But when it comes to the projection number 2, which deals with major decisions and challenges, and my eyes are going down here, so it's not that I'm not looking at you, it's that I'm looking at the numbers here so I can get them right. Number 1 is hiring, recruiting, and sourcing, which I don't think is a surprise as anyone, which I just said. Product and price is number 2, which we just talked about. Then we talk about performance management and HR, which is all about employee engagement, which we see with our clients as well, that's huge issues. Now we're going into the 4th and the 5th part, and that is market development and strategic planning and growth. So here I want to really spend a little bit of time talking to you about this, what that actually means. It means that what we have seen, and again, when we work with service providers, coaches, consultants, when we work with people that are in any kind of service industry, they're saying that their business has significantly changed. And put it in the comments if your business has changed significantly as well. And these changes in the beginning, we kind of hoped that they were temporary. And then once we were through the pandemic, then everything was going to go back to normal. What happens, though, is when you are in a multiple of habit-changing timeframes. So a habit-changing timeframe is about 30 to 90 days. I mean, we believe it's more like on the 90 days to make a permanent change on a habit. So if you look at how long this change, this disruption has lasted, you see that it's a multiple of habit changing timeframes. And that means that people have now permanently changed and altered the way they're doing business. So now if that is true, then that means that it has to affect you to some level, correct? So now we're going and we're looking at the strategy that we have. So we have to look at our core values, our mission statement, our vision, and say, what is now relevant to market conditions? So if you have not done that, you want to do that right now. We just went through a mission, vision, and core value adjustment because we had to look at how do we help our clients now going forward better. And it was very clear that because of the market adjustment, to grow your authority is now very different than it was 2-3 years ago. So you have to be a lot more deliberate. There's a lot more noise. People are reacting to different kinds of things. So it's a hard pivot, a hard shift for many of the people that we work with in our mastermind, in our one-on-one consulting, or in our corporate engagements, where we really help to figure out how do we now adjust this to market conditions. And the way you want to do it, so I'm going to give you the pathway, and you can go to my website at beatechelette.com and look at the 5-star success blueprint, and I've lined it out for you there so you can take a look at it. So number 1, you want to look at an uncovery, a discovery, a strategy, anything where you can really figure out what's going on. Most of the time, if you're the owner, I got news for you. You don't know everything that's going on in your company. You probably don't know sometimes what's going on, period, because you're attached to the outcome. I can do this for myself. I work with consultants and coaches that come in and look at my business and say, I don't think so. Or they help me to identify and fine tune something. So you kind of need an outside view, 30,000 foot view really, to take a look at what's going on in your business. Once you have the uncovery and you look at what's going on, you see what the different elements are. Most businesses have some of the pieces completely figured out, depending on your personality type, where the people are in critical positions. You have some things that are rocking and some things that are not going so well. So it's up to you now to go into the optimal alignment, which is the growth strategy. So now you need this growth strategy to really figure out where are the elements that I need to give it a little bit of boost, and where do I need other pieces that I'm missing entirely, or where do I need to let something go? We had to drop some products and services. We had to change some lead magnets. We had to change a lot of the language. And I bet that's the same thing for your business. You just have to be realistic about this. Most consultants and coaches are very niche oriented. And so it's good to know if you have a defined problem to bring somebody in to solve the problem. That's not what we do. What we do is we are the strategists. So we do go to 30,000 feet and we do take a look at everything. It's like almost like taking the plane, looking at all the airports, seeing the terrain, seeing all the places we could go to, and then mapping out where do we go first, second, third, fourth, and fifth. And then if we can help with the individual pieces, we will. If not, then we'll make recommendations, or you might already have people that are in these spaces. So that's a strategy. So now you do the strategy. Then you build the system so that you consistently execute, and that is what builds and grows your authority. And with that authority, that system has to be in place so that it consistently produces, that you have the checks and balances, the KPIs, performance indicators, everything involved, clearly defined so that you can measure on whether or not you are on the right track. Right now, looking at these CEO projections, I do believe that strategy is going to be absolutely critical for any business to establish yourself as the authority in your industry. You need to be different. You need to have your own unique language. You yourself need to be very clear about what it is that you're doing, what problems you're solving, and why somebody would buy from you. I hope this helps you a little bit to interpret the Vistage 2022 CEO projections that you can download on the Vistage website. Thank you so much for watching. This is Beate Chelette, the Growth Architect. For any questions, reach out.